last time I was here with Mark Plaisted, it was another on the back of an Australian title, and fortunate enough for me, I was actually down at Gilman for the second title in a row. What's it feel like, champ?
I thought it was good the first year, but second year's even better.
I knew you weren't really where you wanted to be. What was the lead up like to the actual meeting, like a couple of rounds before?
Yeah, we tried a few things and just wasn't happening. You know, me and Pitty made every final for the last, 4 or 5 years. And the two meetings leading up to this year's Aussies, we were trying things and, they weren't really working. So we just went back to basics for the Aussies and put it back, the bike, exactly how we had it the year before, at Mildura. So just tried to improve on that. And obviously, we went backwards and we sort of started to think it was time to go back, and that's exactly what we did, and just trusted our capability and what we know. Surprisingly, I wasn't real confident in even making the final the way we were going the week before, and then to come out and make the final and win it, and the way we did it was it's pretty unreal, to be honest.
It seemed like you were doubting yourself a little bit, which is a bit odd to me because I would say you'd be a bit of a specialist around Gilman. You'd probably go a million laps. At what point during the title night did it start to build like the confidence in the bike and you and Pitty gelling? Like when did that start happening?
First lap of the first race, mate, we knew straight away that the bike was working. Once we could get the bike working and me and Pitty could do our job properly, we knew like we're just as good as anyone and just as fast as anyone. And first lap of the first race, it was game on again. I knew the changes I'd made that morning. I'd made a fair few changes on Sunday morning, and you obviously don't know what's going to happen until you get your first race. And we were out of yellow and pretty much come from last to first. Got squeezed out in the first corner and went up the back straight underneath Firthy and Headland, and then pretty much underneath Golding. And we thought, we're on here. So I knew straight away in that first lap.
Now, on the night, I noticed you were in the zone a fair bit, and I kind of tried to emulate Tappy's old way of interviewing people through the night and that, and you're actually the first one that sort of steered me away from it, which is a good thing for me, but I'm glad I didn't annoy you too much because it really looked like you were very, very focused.
Yeah, I actually apologise for that, mate, to be honest. I was in the zone and I sort of didn't want to lose focus, and that's probably the first time I've ever sort of knocked back an interview. But, I sort of knew something was happening good, man. We were sort of had, 3 or 4 wins on the trot. But when you come up, and I thought, let's just keep our head in the game and focus on our last heat. We had a tough last heat with Treloar and Monson, and that was for gate pick, really, whoever sort of won that. And we had to sort of really stay focused and try and get the gate pick. We sort of wanted to come out of red, really, but the way it panned out, we come out of blue, and as you've seen, man, that was the gate to go out of.
You upset Treloar in the first corner. Now, we were talking about this leading up to this meeting, and we're all saying if you can upset Darren in the first corner, you've got a far better chance than trying to chase him down for the rest of the race. Now, at what point in the race did you start to think, man, it's on, like we're on here?
When I went past him, man, not too many people can pass him. He sort of normally gets out in front and he's gone. He's very fast. He doesn't make any mistakes, and not too many people can get past him, let alone, sort of pull away a bit. So when I went past him up the inside onto the back straight, I thought, I'm on here. But normally you sort of expect him to come up the inside here going into 3, and we sort of held a real good line into 3 and 4, and basically coming out of 4, I sort of thought if I can keep focused, they ain't going to catch us. And that's exactly what happened. So I was pretty proud of the way Pitty sort of held his nerve all weekend. He was spot on, man. If it wasn't for for him. And, we could have quite easily lost it with losing our concentration and stuff. And he just did an awesome job on the back, and you drove the bike up exactly when needed, up the inside of him. And just absolutely perfect the way Pitty was the whole meeting. It was awesome.
Now in the final, I didn't even see you go over the finish line because I was filming, and there was an accident that happened right in front of me, so I had to try and help that. And it was sort of awkward because I was trying to help that and do that thing. But then when I realised they were okay, I raced up to you, and you guys were out front of in between 1 and 2. And there was Gemma, Jet, everyone just going crazy. And I finally got to film all that. So what was that like to race up to the family and the supporters?
Yeah, that was wicked. That was really cool. Like Pitty said, it was good to win last year at his home track in Mildura. And, it was even more special this year, at Gilman, home track. And there was a lot of family and friends, there was a lot of people wearing the shirts, And a couple of years ago, I jumped over the fence and seen Jet when I won a state title, and he got stuck into me when I won the state title this year. I didn't jump the fence and give him a high five. So I sort of pulled up, give him a high five, and there was 40 or 50 other people there, which was pretty cool, man. It was awesome. And just to show, your appreciation to the guys that, there was a lot of Pitty's family and friends that have travelled from Mildura, and it was wicked, man. There was a lot of people, there's a lot of cool photos, and it's probably a moment I'll never forget.
But I've got to ask, the shoey at the end, I didn't even see that either. How gross was it?
That wasn't too bad, actually. It always tastes good after a victory, but no, it wasn't too bad. I sort of I had a Jack's can, I think, so it wasn't too bad.
There was a bit of sort of controversy around your last win, but this one, there was no denying it. And we even talked about it in the pits later on camera. You really did put your stamp on it. And you've told me and introduced me to someone who's one of my personal sponsors now, but Mike Zahn builds a good bike, and man, that bike was on rails that night.
I've said it before, I'll say it again, man. He's a wizard, and if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't be having this chat again. We sort of I chat, 10, 20, 30, 40 messages a day trying to work out how to get the bike handling better. And, we did a big circle. We went backwards, trying too much, I suppose, trying to go faster, and we ended up going slower. And, we just stuck at it. Mike's unbelievable with his bike. And, right from I met him 2007, I think it was. And, we've been real good mates ever since, and even better mates now. We've made a great team, and, the relationship's getting stronger and stronger. And hopefully he might be coming over to race us next year. So that'll be cool. That's sort of on the cards. He might be riding one of my spare bikes. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully that all pans out and we can sort of race each other, and hopefully don't beat me.
Yeah, exactly. And while we're touching on people like Mike Zahn and, Pitty, your passenger, and that, I did get a bit of cool footage of you and Gemma. She was congratulating you and giving you hugs and stuff before you went on the podium. But who are some of the people that you'd like to thank? I know I've done this to you before, but surely you can rattle some off.
Oh, there's plenty, mate. There's probably, like I said last time, there's too many to name individually, but just, everyone that's all my sponsors, and, there's plenty of them over the years. People sponsored me years ago and still come and support us now. And, I just, Mark Bassett from Black Chrome, Darren Trelaw, TRE, he's always helped me, man. He's, we're out there racing against each other. He's been the first one to help me years ago. Still does it now, helps with the carbies and the motors and setup. And, if you need a question or you need help, he's the first one there to help you, which is good, there's plenty of others, all the family and friends that are always down there supporting every week, that's pretty cool. And that's awesome. Jem and the kids there every week, can't thank them enough. If it wasn't for those guys, we couldn't do it, without their support. It make it real hard, it's hard enough as it is. And it's good to have the family behind you, to sort of chase your dream and be there to enjoy the highs, and they're also there in the lows as well. When you're not winning, they're also there, encouraging you, making sure you're all good, to make sure you come back next week and bounce back. And that's exactly what happened. We were down and out the week before the Aussies, just scratching our heads, and everyone sort of rallied together and just pull your head in and just try and go back to basics and basically throw a bit of confidence back in us, and that's exactly what happened. And yeah, we were pretty happy.
I noticed the scene down in South Australia. Like I burst my South Australian cherry for the Aussie titles. It was, I had a little teary when I come into Gilman. I couldn't believe I was actually there, but it's such a high level of racing there, and the community there is really cool. You guys have no idea how sport you are down there for such a great facility.
Yeah, and that's awesome. That to hear that. I've been racing against these guys like Treloar and O'Brien. He's been down, all the Kiwi guys we spoke about, and they just make you step your game up. And that's probably why we're having this chat. I've raced against all the good guys over the years. When I was a bit younger, I thought I could have beat them all the time, and it doesn't happen. So you just keep chipping away and keep doing your research and keep practicing, and and then here we are, having this chat 2 years in a row, and that's the reason why. You got the best riders down at one of the best venues, and there's plenty of other good venues around Australia, but yeah, Gilman's definitely right up there, man, for sure.
Well, what are we looking at for the plans for next year, mate? Because I know my calendar's filling up. I know I'll be back down to South Australia, but what are sort of some of the plans? You're going to go over to the West Coast next year?
Oh, definitely, mate. We'll be chasing 3 in a row, but obviously Perth. That's obviously Easter now, so that's already penciled in. The SA title, we'll try and defend that as well, and then we'll try and do the Vic title because Pitty's obviously from Victoria. So, and then I don't really know yet. We haven't really got too many calendars out as such, and we just sort of play it by ear, just with work commitments and stuff like that. So I haven't really made up too much of a calendar as such, but definitely chase the titles as we do every year, and then do as much as we can in between. So, well,
this was only a quick sort of recap after the Aussies, mate, but it was pretty special that I got to be there when you won your Aussies, the second in a row, and it was pretty cool. The day before, or on the Friday before, we got to sit down and have a pub lunch and go do some touristy stuff as a group, which was cool. But yeah, man, thanks for letting me be a part of it.
No worries, mate. And keep doing what you're doing, man. It's awesome. Cheers.
All right, mate. Thanks again, champ.
Thanks, mate.